When that scene ended, I didn't feel closure. I felt unfinished. And I think a lot of players felt the same thing. Because what we witnessed didn't feel like the end of Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy. It felt like something interrupted, like something was left mid-sentence. And the more I replayed the moment, the more it started to feel intentional. Let's slow down and look at what actually happens. The prototype appears. He strikes. Huggy and Kissy collapse. It's violent, it's sudden, it's shocking. But here's what's strange. He doesn't stay. He doesn't finish it. He doesn't confirm the kill. He turns and comes after us. And that decision matters. Because in this series, when a character is truly finished, the camera shows it. We saw it with Mommy Longlegs. We saw it with Catnap. We saw it with the doctor's machine shutdown. The game lingers. It confirms. It closes the moment. But here, it doesn't. Look closely at the scene. They're not motionless. They're not framed like bodies. They're still moving, still reaching, still trying to connect with each other. And that's important, because Poppy Playtime has always been very deliberate about showing when a character is truly gone. This scene doesn't show that. It shows interruption. Then something else happens that most people don't think about during the chaos. The prototype pursues us. We escape. The train crash happens. The tunnel collapses. Fire, metal, concrete, debris. The entire path behind us is sealed, gone, buried. And in that moment, the prototype cannot go back. He can chase us forward, but returning to finish what he started, that path is destroyed. And when I realized that, I had to pause, because that changes the scene completely. If he couldn't go back, then Huggy and Kissy weren't finished. They were left behind, injured but alive. And here's where something emotional enters the picture. Because earlier in the chapter, we're shown something that feels small at first, but becomes huge later. One of the VHS recordings. A memory clip. Not horror, not violence, not experiments. Just a moment. Huggy, Kissy, and Chum Chompkins, together, outside, laughing, playing, in the sunlight. It's peaceful, it's warm, it feels real, and it quietly tells us something. They weren't just experiments. They knew each other. They cared about each other. They had a bond. And the game didn't include that scene by accident. Because later, when they collapse next to each other, they reach for one another. Even in pain. Even after everything. That moment isn't random. It mirrors that memory. Connection. Familiarity. Trust. And that's what makes what comes next feel less like an ending and more like a pause. Now here's the question that kept bothering me after finishing the chapter. If they survived, who saves them? Because we don't go back. Giblet isn't there. Poppy is taken. We are forced forward. There are no rescue teams. No reinforcements. No allies rushing in. Except one. The one character still behind. The one character who knows them. The one character shown with them in that peaceful memory. Chum Chompkins. And suddenly, that earlier VHS moment doesn't feel random anymore. It feels like setup. Because he isn't just another side character. He protected us from the prototype. He hid us when danger came. He understands survival. And more importantly, he knows them. If Huggy and Kissy are alive, he's the only one positioned to reach them, the only one close enough, the only one who would try, and the only one strong enough to help them survive. And this wouldn't be the first time the prototype left something unfinished. We've seen toys rebuilt, repaired, repurposed. Survival in this factory isn't clean. It's brutal. It's imperfect. And recovery often comes with scars, bandages, stitches, missing parts. Huggy already survived one fall that should have killed him. He returned more damaged, but alive. There is no reason to believe this is where his story ends. And emotionally, it wouldn't make sense. These characters carry history, recognition, personal stakes. Huggy doesn't chase us like a random monster anymore. He recognizes us. We are the one who escaped, the one who sent him falling, the one he remembers. That isn't finished storytelling. That's unfinished conflict. So if they survived, what happens next? Do they return healed, repaired, changed? Or do they return carrying the damage of everything they've endured? Because in this series, survival always leaves a mark. And if Chapter 6 brings them back, it won't be the same Huggy. It won't be the same Kissy. It will be what survival turns them into. And maybe the biggest question isn't whether they survived. Maybe the real question is, what does survival cost in this factory? Because nothing here comes back untouched. I keep going back to that moment. The reach, the movement, the interruption, the collapse sealing the path, the memory of them together, and the one ally left behind who knew them before everything went wrong. And the more I think about it, the less it feels like a farewell, and the more it feels like a setup. Because this series doesn't end stories quietly. It brings them back when you least expect it. Changed, scarred, personal. So maybe this wasn't goodbye. Maybe this was survival. Maybe this was the moment they were left behind, not to die, but to be saved. And if that's true, Chapter 6 might not just bring back familiar faces. It might bring back unfinished history. But now I'm curious what you think. Did that scene feel final to you? Or did it feel interrupted? And if they are still alive, what do you think they'll become when they return? Drop your thoughts below, because something about that moment still doesn't feel finished.